let me ask you something. Are you just tired? Tired of fighting, of feeling like you're pushing this massive rock uphill every single day just to watch it roll right back down? You know, if every day feels like a battle, you are definitely not alone. It really feels like we're living in this age of collective exhaustion, right? Our culture just drills into us that if we're not busy 24/7, optimizing every second, we're somehow failing. But it's a total paradox, isn't it? We have all these productivity apps and tools more than any other time in history, and yet we feel more burnt out and less effective than ever before. But what if there's a totally different way to operate? What if the real secret to getting more done isn't doing more, but actually doing less? About 2,500 years ago, a sage named Lao Tzu suggested just that. He said the key isn't in fighting the current, but in learning how to flow with it. And he gave this incredible power a name, Wu Wei. It translates kind of poetically to effortless action. And I'm telling you, this ancient secret might just be the perfect antidote for our modern day struggle. So what is Wu Wei, really? The best way to think about it is natural action. It's the art of moving in perfect sync with the way things are already going, without that inner friction and resistance we all know so well. Now, it is so important that we clear this up right away. Wu Wei is not about being lazy. It is not a spiritual get-out-of-jail-free card to avoid your responsibilities. And it's definitely not about giving up on your dreams or just becoming a passive bystander in your own life. It's actually the total opposite. It's about being incredibly effective. Lao Tzu put it in this famous kind of mind-bending paradox. The wise do nothing, yet nothing is left undone. Now, he doesn't mean literally doing nothing. He means your actions are so perfectly aligned with the moment, so in tune with reality, that they feel effortless. You get maximum results with almost zero wasted energy. To really get this, Lao Tzu tells us to look at nature's greatest teacher of Wu Wei, water. I mean, think about it. Water seems so soft, so yielding, but it carves through solid rock to create canyons. It moves mountains. So how does it do it? Well, imagine two people in the ocean. The first one is desperately swimming, fighting every single wave, splashing and struggling against the current. They burn out super fast and barely go anywhere. Honestly, that's how most of us live our lives. But then you have the master surfer. They don't fight the ocean, they study it, they feel its rhythm. They use the wave's own power to move with incredible speed and grace. That is the essence of Wu Wei. You see the same thing all over nature. Think about a huge storm. The mighty oak tree stands there all rigid and proud. It thinks its strength is in not bending. But that very resistance is what causes it to crack and break. Meanwhile, right next to it, the bamboo just bends. It sways with the wind, totally flexible, and when the storm passes, it's not only unharmed, its roots are actually stronger. Our ego screams at us to be the oak. Wu Wei whispers, be the bamboo. Okay, so this all sounds amazing in theory, right? But how do we actually do it in our chaotic, modern lives? Well, let's break it down into a really practical 4-step framework you can literally start using today. Step 1 is the sage's pause. Just create a little space before you react to something. Step 2, find the flow. Ask yourself, where's the natural momentum here? What's the path of least resistance? Step 3 is to take the just action. This is an action that feels precise and right, not forced. And finally, step 4, and this one is key, the art of releasing. Once you've done your part, you have to let go of controlling the outcome. And here is where it gets absolutely fascinating. This isn't just some 2,500-year-old philosophical idea. Modern science is actually catching up and proving that this stuff is real. You've probably heard of the flow state, right? It's what modern psychologists call that feeling of being in the zone, of peak performance. And the parallels to Wu Wei are just stunning. In both states, that nagging ego, that inner critic, it just dissolves. Action feels completely effortless. And here's the kicker. Neuroscientists have found that when you're in flow, the part of your brain responsible for worry and self-criticism, it's called the default mode network, it actually goes quiet. Lao Tzu was describing a real, verifiable state of mind. So, look, this isn't just about learning something new, it's about transforming how you operate. So, to help you turn this from an idea into a reality, I'm inviting you to a little challenge. Let's call it the 7-day flow challenge. Here's how it works. It's super simple. For the next 7 days, just pick one area of your life where you feel that constant resistance. You know, a tough project at work, a tricky relationship, whatever. And each day, before you jump in, just pause and ask yourself, what would water do here? Then take one small action that feels more like flowing around the problem than crashing into it. See what happens. And hey, I'd love it if you'd share the area you're going to focus on in the comments below. So we're at the end of this explainer, but really, it's the beginning of a choice for you. You can click away and go right back to that familiar feeling of pushing and struggling. Or you can take the first small step towards a whole new way of being. The river of your life is flowing, with or without you. So the only question left is, are you going to keep fighting the current, or are you finally ready to learn how to flow?